Steven Universe, a popular show amongst children and adults alike. What may seem on the surface as just a show with sapphic sapphires and frangulous fluorides actually holds something much darker and much scarier. Hi, I'm Play Now! And with Lars's Starses just on the horizon, what better time to explore the top 13 scariest theories and secrets of Steven Universe? Grab 13 spare pairs of underwear, because this list is not for the faint of hearted, or for the faint of watched, because this contains spoilers for the entire show, including the Stevens movie. If you have not watched that far, now is your time to click off before getting spoiled. Without further ado, let's get into the theories. Number 13. Ronaldo is bald theory. We all know Ronaldo as a character who loves to tell people about his unique French fry hair. He states repeatedly that his dad procreated with gender-bent Ronald McDonald to create his unorthodox hair. But what if I told you that he's faking? That's right, I think Ronaldo is bald, like the teacher from Baldi's Basics. Nobody can have hair that weird, it's just impossible. More like Rabaldo, am I right? I think aliens came to Beach City through a wormhole when Ronaldo was little and permanently ate his hair. Unfortunately, they didn't know what Earth styles look like, so they just gave him that weird wig to replace it. This theory also explains why Ronaldo is so into aliens. Number 12. Vibri from Vib Ribbon is a crystal gem theory. Vibri is the main character of the cult classic video game Vib Ribbon. Her hobbies include avoiding shapes on the ribbon and sleeping on the main menu. However, without any source of food or water, Vibri has to get her energy from somewhere. That's where gems come in. Gems don't need food or water because the energy they need is stored inside of their gem. You may also notice that Vibri's eyes look crystalline. That's because they are her gems. She is only able to manifest as lines because there isn't enough light in Vibri's void for a solid form. Just the light that comes from the ribbon. One of my friends made this mock-up of what Vibri would look like if she had access to the amount of light that we have. Quite disturbing. Number 11. Greg is a grape theory. As I've established in my video about Squidum, food can wear skins and come to life. Greg is no exception. Let's start off with the obvious. His build. Sentient grapes like to hide in rounder skins, so Greg is a perfect choice. Like, damn, look at those curves. Second, in the episode, Story for Steven, you can see a white pair of eyes in Greg's hair for a split second. If you look up what grape flowers look like, you will see that they are also white. This must be one of Greg's flowers trying to reveal itself through his skin suit. Fortunately for him, in the next shot, he manages to hide it. The single most damning piece of evidence, however, comes from the episode Gemcation. When Greg is in the hot tub, he says,
"Why don't you take my place? I've been in here way too long. I'm gonna become a raisin."
Suspicious of this remark, I did what any critical thinker would do and boiled a grape for about 15 minutes. On the stove! Sure enough, it turned into what some may consider a raisin. These three things aren't just correlation, they're causation. It's undeniable proof that Greg is a grape. Greg? More like grape. Number 10. Blue Diamond is Sans theory. You may have heard the objectively wrong theory that Sans the Undertale skeleton is Steven after he died. Even the theory's uploader isn't entirely confident in it. But boy, do I have a theory that'll knock the original out of the water. Long after the events of Undertale, after Sans died of old age, his bones petrified into blue stuff, which eventually turned into Blue Diamond. Since she was just made, she didn't know anything, so it was easy for her to accidentally fall into a wormhole that led to ancient homeworld with the rest of the diamonds. Another thing, Blue Diamond's power turns things blue and brings gems down. You know who else turns things blue and brings them down? That's right, Undertale, Sans, Skeleton. If this theory scared you, just wait until you hear the next one. Number 9. Spinella's Gaster Theory. As soon as I saw the black lines on Spinella's cheeks at the beginning of the movie, I immediately knew it was W.D. Gaster, chief scientist in the core of the Undertale. These two characters are similar in many ways. For example, they were both abandoned for many years, Spinell in the garden, and Gaster in the bowels of the core. Second, they're both really good at machines. It is implied Spinell built the injector because it has a heart on it. She is able to control it with a blow of her finger. Gaster, being the chief scientist of the Undertale, built all of the machines in the core. But how are they definitively linked, you may ask? Well, the story starts after the events of the movie. Spinell is taken back to the diamonds to have new friends, right? Well, for the first 1,000 years, unfortunately for Spinell, after those 1,000 years, the diamonds got annoyed with her, so they poofed her and trapped her within Stajar. Millions of years go by. Eventually, most of the energy leaves Spinell's gem through scientific means, with just enough left to ferment into a new being. The name? W.D. Gaster. After Gaster leaves his jar, he falls into a wormhole which leads to the Undertale. Number 8. Peridot is Steven's child theory. This theory takes place after Steven Universe's future. Steven Universe is a 38-year-old man, presenting to the emergency room with sharp pains below his ribs and a burning sensation when peeing. The doctors determine the cause, a kidney stone, but Steven is about to find out that this is no kidney stone. Instead, what comes out is a green triangle. Due to diamond essence flowing throughout Steven's bloodstream, this green triangle came to life. Whether he liked it or not, Steven just gave birth to the Peridot we know and love. Steven wasn't ready to have a kid, so he sent it through a wormhole to past home world, where she was rejuvenated and integrated with the normal Peridots. How am I so sure about this? The theory came to me in a dream, and my dreams never lie. Number 7. The Smart Clever Beans Theory. This theory states that the forms of gems are not made of light, but instead, smart, clever, microscopic beings. Rebecca Sugar, the creator of the show, stated that gems are solar-powered robots. Robots are controlled by computers. It is also common knowledge that beings can coexist with computers. Therefore, it is possible that their bodies are made of smart, clever beings. The beings live inside of the gemstones, and they know exactly when to come out because they are that smart and clever. They can also change color when need be, and move around because they are smart and clever. However, when their gemstone, aka their home, is cracked, the beings go from being smart and clever to scared and cowardly. These scared and cowardly beings cannot communicate properly. Thus, the gem's body suffers. Number 6. Forced fusions are actually gem poop theory. Imagine you're a toilet. Poop falls in front of you from the ceiling, and you can do nothing about it. This is what it must have felt like for Garnet and Steven when they were in the forced fusion room. As you can see, there are logs coming down from the ceiling, sort of like logs of poopy. What comes out of these logs are forced fusions, which probably don't smell very good considering where they came from. In fact, they smell so bad that they made Garnet start tripping out and hallucinating that they were formerly crystal gems.
These were crystal gems, shattered into pieces. They were buried together.
She almost unfused over it. If I had to choose between a gas station bathroom and this place, I think I'd choose the gas station. But you may be wondering, where do the poopies come from? I think they come from famous creepypasta guy, Eyeless Jack. What he lacks in eyes, he makes up for in ass. Now that's funny. I mean, scary. Oh, and if you're afraid of creepypastas, too bad. There are many more creepypasta references in store. Number 5. Lapis Pee and Poop Telekinesis Theory. Picture this. You're walking down the streets of Beach City when all of a sudden, a big poopy lands in your face. You wipe it off to see the cause, and before you stands a trickulous blue gem, Lapis Lazuli. We all know that Lapis can control water, but did you know that she can control things in water? In Alone at Sea, Lapis is shown controlling a thing of water that's full of fish. If she can control objects in water, that means she can also control the sewage lines and make them burst whenever she feels like. This is bad news for the citizens of Beach City, because their toilets can turn into fountains of sewage at the whims of this scary blue gem. Who knows, she might even be able to make replicas of the terrifying Skibblety toilet. Why would she do this? Well, this next theory might explain some things. Number 4. Lapis is Sonic.exe theory. When I saw Lapis for the first time, she reminded me of something, and that thing was infamous Friday Night Funkin' creepypasta, Sonic.exe. First, let's talk about how they were introduced. Sonic.exe was released when Gregory, or whatever his name was, took his disc out of the envelope and put it in his computer. Lapis was released when Steven took her out of the mirror. They were both trapped in something and needed to be released. Another thing I noticed about both of them is what comes out of their eyes. In the episode Chie Tide, you can see streams of hyper-realistic water coming out of her eyes, just like in the creepypastas. Sonic.exe has something similar, but with blood, and it's a lot less dramatic. The third thing I noticed is that they're both involved with creating twisted, evil clones of beloved characters. Sonic.exe does this by capturing the character and I assume letting them ferment in his basement. And Lapis does this by using her water powers to create evil clones to fight the good guys. But play now, you might say. Lapis became a good guy. That's exactly what she wants you to think. She's just putting on a facade so people will like her. There's proof of this too. I slowed down her laugh. Do you notice anything? That's right, it's the same creepy laugh as Sonic.exe. Also, they're both blue. Number 3. The Slender Man appearances. This one isn't just a theory, it actually happened! During the initial airings of some Steven Universe episodes, Slender Man was present. Unfortunately for him and Rebecca's creative vision, Slender Man was censored by the slender-phobic executives at Cartoon Network. Luckily, these clips have been archived by dedicated fans. Here are a few of them.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Steven!
Yeah! Congrats, little man!
On my 8 pages!
What do? I don't want that for you.
I'm Slenderman and I'm going to kill you!
Precious.
The reasons for putting Slenderman in the show are unknown. Maybe Slenderman is the original creator of the diamonds. But what do you think Slenderman's role in the show is? Leave a comment down below. Number 2. Steven is Homer theory. You may remember the lost content I uploaded a few months ago, where the end of the Steven Universe theme is cut off by Homer Simpson. What if I told you it was Steven all along? First of all, let's look at his dad. His mouth hairs seem to align with Homer's. Since Steven is Greg's son, it is not out of the question to assume that he will also grow mouth hairs like that. We also get to hear his famous catchphrase throughout the show.
Dope.
We're not leaving, Lapis! Not until you give us back our ocean!
Dope.
I've had your little message to the universe on loop!
Dope.
Still not convinced? Here's a story that lines up perfectly with both shows. After the events of Steven Universe Future, he decided that he didn't want his gem anymore because he was too traumatized from it. So he ripped it out and threw it in the trash. Eventually, he developed jaundice, since his gem is like a second liver. He then fell into a wormhole that led to the Simpson household, and he started living a more mellow life. He also likes donuts because it reminds him of the Big Donut. Before we go to the number 1 scariest theory in Steven Universe, here's an honorable mention: the Golden Freddy incident. In the original airing of Beach City Drift, there was the scene that got censored for being too scary. It was lost media for a long time, but my good friend System128 managed to discover a copy and give it to me. Here it is.
No! We have to beat him. He deserves to lose.
Number 1. Steven Universe caused COVID-19 theory. In December of 2019, the novel coronavirus, aka COVID-19, began its rampage across the world. You know what else began in December of 2019? Steven Universe's future. Steven wanted to see what else was out there before he was locked into a new series, so he got onto Lion and opened a wormhole to our world. The wormhole ended up in Wuhan, China, the city that became the origin of COVID-19. Steven loves new places, so naturally, he decided to explore it. Unfortunately, what Steven didn't know is that he was carrying a cartoon virus that nobody in real life had immunity to. Want proof of this? Check out this security camera footage I found. After he explored a bit, he went back home and had his Steven Universe future. In conclusion, there was no lab leak, there were no infected bats, it was all Steven's fault. This theory is at the top of the list because the scariest things of all are the things that happen to us in real life. Well, there you have it. Those are the 13 scariest theories of Steven Universe. Did they scare you? If they did, leave a comment and tell everyone what scared you the most. Oh, and don't start telling yourself these are fake to reassure yourself. I am always right, and those who disagree with me are always wrong. Make sure to hit that bell and ring that subscribe button for more videos. Also, consider donating to my Patreon, which, April Fool's sucker, doesn't exist. That's all for now. Stay in school, don't do drugs, and always remember to play now!